Yeah, I mean, it's crystal ball, of course, but if Valkyrie funds and Grayscale products, their earlier trust products are any indication of the future, this is a road to an ETF product.
Are we on the road, ladies and gentlemen, to a Hedera Hashgraph HBAR ETF becoming a reality? Well, Greg Bell, the Senior Vice President for Financial Markets over at the HBAR Foundation, seems to think so. And that was a very short clip that we're going to be exploring in more detail that was taken from an interview that Brandon, the HBAR Bull, one of our favorite individuals within the cryptocurrency space, recently conducted with the Senior Vice President of Financial Markets over at the HBAR Foundation. Now, of course, that interview was conducted on the back end of some huge news in regards to Canary Capital that I may start by reminding people just this week actually filed for a XRP ETF. So we can see, based on last week's filings with the SEC, they officially submitted a S1 with the SEC for an XRP ETF. Canary is a new crypto investment firm launched by Valkyrie Funds, founded by Stephen McClug. So we will be looking into this individual in more detail, hopefully maybe even getting him on the channel for an interview if we can encourage that. And let's look at what they said before we explore the news in regards to HBAR, Hedera, relating to the XRP ETF. He said, "We're seeing encouraging signs of more progressive regulatory environment coupled with growing demand from investors for sophisticated access to cryptocurrencies beyond Bitcoin and Ethereum, specifically investors seeking access to enterprise-grade blockchain solutions and their native tokens such as XRP." Now, this is about XRP, but what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a couple of clips. Link to Brandon's full video in the description. Go and check him out. Go and show Brandon some love. We've had him on the channel a number of times. One of our favorite guys, certainly within Hedera, but the cryptocurrency space more broadly. We're going to look at what the Senior Vice President at the HBAR Foundation actually has to say in regards to why Canary Capital actually have chosen Hedera. And it has everything to do with the institutional usage and Hedera being a leader in that in regards to the cryptocurrency space. So, very interesting news. Let's dive over to the announcement. And this, of course, was announced by the HBAR Foundation, amongst others. Canary Capital makes debut, launches US first HBAR Trust. Canary Capital, a digital asset-focused investment firm, today announced its officially launch alongside the debut of its first trust, offering the Canary HBAR Trust, the trust. Stephen McClug, formerly co-founder and chief investment officer of Valkyrie Funds, the issuer of the Valkyrie Bitcoin ETF. So they've already done this once. They've already got cryptocurrency to that ETF stage, and he was the co-founder of that firm. Established Canary Capital to drive innovation and deliver actively managed private strategies to meet institutional demand for sophisticated cryptocurrency investment solutions. He goes on to say, the accelerating demand for crypto offerings seems to be exponential since this year's launch of Bitcoin's ETFs. Yet there remains a gap regarding firms with institutional experience who are willing to continue to innovate and deliver solutions beyond retail products, says Stephen, Chief Executive Officer at Canary Capital. We founded Canary to lead the way for the next iteration of actively managed crypto offerings with a focus on risk management and adaptive strategic foresight. Canary's HBAR Trust, the first dedicated HBAR investment vehicle in the United States, is a private offering that provides qualified investors secure exposure to HBAR, the native cryptocurrency that underpins the Hedera network. Hedera has emerged as a leading enterprise grade. Remember what Greg said in regards to why they were now offering an XRP or looking to file an XRP ETF, because they want enterprise grade blockchain solutions. What is Hedera if nothing short of an enterprise grade distributed ledger technology that continues to see real growth potential, especially within the space of asset tokenization, as well as other use cases such as NFT issuance and Web3 application development and deployment. The launch of the trust potentially paves the way for a future ETF-focused investment vehicle as investors seek new ways to access cryptocurrencies. And we'll go on to look at some takes from Greg in regards to this. Now, I just want to say I don't think that HBAR is going to be the only ETF or the only cryptocurrency to have ETFs. I think you're going to see multiple. Greg will actually touch on, and by the way, guys, this is the actual official filing. You can see Canary HBAR Trust. This is on the SEC website, by the way, guys. So this is not FUD. This is not fake. This is legit. You can see Stephen McClurg here. Obviously, the date that this was signed on, so the 1st of October. We've had that much on. We haven't really had time to cover it, but we wanted to sort of dive into it. What I want to do before we get into what this means further down the line is actually explore Greg, who, of course, is the Senior Vice President for essentially financial markets over at the HBAR Foundation, actually talking about why they chose the likes of Hedera. It very much aligns with our thinking. You're going to have multiple ETFs within the cryptocurrency space across many different assets. But this is ultimately going to put Hedera in a good position, in my opinion, and potentially unlock billions of dollars for it. Now, you guys know that I already believe Hedera is one of the most impressive cryptocurrencies to ever come out of this industry. It's a DAG. It's not a blockchain. It has unique properties as a result of that. In regards to unique properties, the governing council is very unique. It's interesting to see what sort of members might be added from now until the end of the year and certainly into next year. There's many unique features in regards to Hedera Hashgraph. I think it's very well positioned to capture a lot of this digital transformation that distributed ledgers bring into the table. But this is going to put it in that kind of financial league when it comes to investors in regards to actually getting access to it and all the innovation that it's bringing to the world. Let's dive into this clip now of Greg actually talking about why he believes they chose Hedera Hashgraph.
Yeah, so Canary Capital is a new firm, right? They just came out of stealth mode with this. This is their first product, but it's a very well-known team. And so, the HBAR Foundation really led this partnership with Canary when they expressed interest in bringing this product to market. And I think they specifically sought out HBAR as their first product because of the unique characteristics. The fact that HBAR is the most used cryptocurrency and network, public network, by institutions and by transaction count. And so the governing council composed of Google and IBM and Nomura and other financial institutions and technology companies, that was part of the attraction. And so I think Steve, having been in this industry, in the cryptocurrency broadly industry for a long time, really recognized the differentiating factors of Hedera. And this is a new product that gives those that similarly believe in the unique features of Hedera from a technology level as well as from a financial level to gain access to that. And so that's quite exciting.
So Hedera really does stand out, not just to the likes of Canary Capital, but to me and many of you guys as that institutional grade blockchain distributed ledger. There we go again. That's ultimately going to see and enable trillions of dollars. It always amazes me just how many partnerships, proof of concepts, current use cases, future use cases Hedera is currently working on, and people just largely just flies under the radar. The fact that Aberdeen, the largest asset manager in the UK, is on the council, already tokenizing their money market fund. Remember, we interviewed Graham at Archax, who is, has a hand to play in that. It's just huge news that seems to largely fly under the radar. But Hedera stands out as that enterprise-grade blockchain ran by enterprises for enterprises. It's very different. People say, okay, well, this isn't true to the ethos, etc., etc. You can argue Hedera is more decentralized than many of the blockchains out there. Look at how many of the other blockchains where those nodes are situated. You'll find the vast majority are typically on Web 2 services from the very companies that people claim Hedera Hashgraph to sort of be leveraging. Very ironically there. But Hedera has brought a different kind of paradigm to the table when it comes to distributed ledgers and the adoption of enterprises in relation to it. Let's now dive over to a clip of what Greg thinks this means further on down the line in regards to, this is a trust. Are we going to end up with that ETF later on down the line and that unlocking of billions of dollars of capital?
Yeah, I mean, it's a crystal ball, of course, but if Valkyrie funds and Grayscale products, their earlier trust products are any indication of the future, this is a road to an ETF product. And I do think it's a very long road, right? Uplifting a private trust or filing a new product for an ETF is a dialogue with the SEC. It requires comment periods and feedback, but it's the right path, which I think is the point. And similarly, it means that HBAR is, I would say, more likely to be included in crypto basket ETF products down the road, which I think is one that I'm personally very bullish on, because the disclosures, the legal disclosures that are required will already be hammered out. They'll be publicly available for others to go and view, and the speed to market approach is now there. Similarly, and maybe of more significance than the product itself, is that the format of the HBAR Trust here brings in new TradFi service providers. It brings in new market makers. It brings in valuation firms, financial analysts, bank coverage, media coverage. These players now are coming in that have greater sources of capital, greater market reach. They're touching a lot of different asset classes, and we've now created, or the team here at Canary has created this product that is accessible not just to their end investors, but to themselves, right? To these organizations, to these institutions that can now expand their repertoire of cryptocurrency products.
Pretty insane, ladies and gentlemen, and we wanted to share that news with you on this fabulous Friday. I'm going to wrap the video up there. I'm going to leave that with you. The road to a HBAR ETF is very much underway. In fact, we know that Canary Capital have essentially recently just filed for an XRP ETF. This is just a HBAR Trust, but ultimately, Greg, myself, and probably many others out there seem to think this is going to lead to a HBAR ETF. And there's going to be multiple, not just HBAR ETFs, but this is a great step in the right direction for Hedera Hashgraph, the HBAR token, and the community at large. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen, your Lord Commander of the HBAR Army. Checking out. Have a fantastic Friday. Behave yourselves, and I'll see you all in the next one.